welcome to the ITL. And it's a Jose. If you don't know what the ITL after being a follower of mine for this long, come on, man. And don't give out my night job here. You'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jose the Man Angel. He's one of my subscribers. He's a cool guy. But anyway, what has been going on this week? Oh, the snowstorm that's supposed to ravage the east coast of the United States is earlier on this week. Well, actually, last weekend. It actually skirted kind of south of me, then more eastwardly. I didn't see a thing really. I got a little bit of coldness, which I've had for a little while. And actually, it warmed up right afterwards, and all the snow's basically gone. Still frozen though. Got a lot of ice around in bits and pieces, or got rain here and there. But so I mean, it's winter time still. But that is the weather been around here. I've been helping another YouTuber out this week. Actually, I've been kind of sitting back, paying attention to this guy. I came across him. I can't remember how I came across him. But I've been sitting back, kind of watching him, kind of feel him out, what kind of YouTuber he really is. I mean, he seems to be an okay guy. I mean, we are what we are. I mean, but he seems to be an okay guy. Matter of fact, forgot his name. It's John Deere, Mr. John Deere, actually. I'll cut that out. Maybe I'll just leave it in. Oh, I'll bring it up on my email. Give me 1 second. Mr. John Deere 3720. And I came across this guy. And I was watching his videos, and he posted one video, and he came on. He was a little bit distraught and kind of irritated. Well, irritated would be a light word. He was PO'd. And he was confused. Because, I mean, he's got himself sounds like a Polaris ATV. The four-wheeler, basically, for a farm. And he's wanting to start a farm business up. But he's using it to push snow and do other things. And he's wanting to put electrical add-ons on it. And it sounded like somebody was trying to give him my hand a little bit of advice and kind of just dropped him. Which, I mean, I don't know the circumstances or anything like, so I'm not going to say anything really totally negative about that. But I figured, you know what, electrical systems, I mean, that's kind of a thing, something that I am pretty good with. So I figured, well, I'll go ahead and start trying to kick it and give him some advice, because what he was doing he was trying to add a couple different lights to it, and in the future he wants to put a CB on it and everything. And he was stacking the connections up on top of a battery. And to be honest with you, as long as you don't go above a certain, drawing, it does work, yes, but it's not the right way, really true right way to do it. I know sometimes you just have to, but it's not the total right way to do it. And I told him, so well, and he also was getting caught up with the sizes of terminal ends, butt connectors and stuff, blade connectors, and the sizes, the numbers, and everything else. And this guy, he doesn't have the capabilities of soldering and stuff like that, and the right tools, the knowledge behind it. And I can hear you guys say, well, it doesn't take, no, if you don't have it, you just don't have it, and I'm just going to accept that. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to try to think old school ways, what I would have done when I first started, which was use the crimp connectors. I mean, are they the best ways of doing it? No, they're not. There's a lot better ways, but you can seal them up and make them water resistance. I don't like to say waterproof, because if there is a little teeny way that you would not imagine to get to have the water come in, it will find its way in, and it'll give you corrosion, which in turn means it's not waterproof. And so, but I went ahead and I told him, you know what, you can heat shrink it, you can seal it up with this and that, and we can make this work. Long you make sure you have a nice tight connection. You can make this work. And I told him, I actually referred him if he had the room on the vehicle, because I told him, well, you don't really want to butcher up the original electrical system on it. That's one of the reasons, even with the goat, if I add something, I don't really like to touch the original stock electrical system on it. It was set up from the manufacturer to do a certain job. Now I have tapped into the lights in the back, and I've showed that on other previous videos, to basically as an on and off for the relay. And that is okay in my eyes. I mean, if I have to, I can get in and repair that little section or that one wire, replace it. That's not a problem. But it's the idea of getting in and butchering the electrical system. I don't like that. I'd rather have its own, basically its own separate system to run my accessories. And that way, if you're out and about and you do have a problem, say, I don't know, fried wire, red wire, it doesn't matter. But if there's a problem, you can pull the fuse, disconnect it somehow, and keep going, because the rest of the bike is not hurt, or the rest of the vehicle is not hurt. Now, he's been given separate other advice, and I'm not saying anything's wrong or anything's right, on different ways that you could tap into the fuse block. These pieces that look like a little fuses that you tap in, and it's actually like an inline fuse that you just push right into the fuse block. Which is if you're underneath a car dash or something like that, I'd say, yeah, that'll work. Whenever you're talking about something that is seeing a lot of severe weather, a lot of dampness, I try to veer away from something like that, because you start getting to the point where, okay, you're compromising the weather seal. You're adding too much to the stock stuff. And I'm like, well, yes, it'll work, but is it the right choice for you, for what you're going to be doing? And I mean, this is a lot of things that he's got to figure out. Okay, what am I going to do? What add-ons am I going to need? And he knows he has two sets of lights that he wants on now. He's got work lights he wants to put on it, and he's got these warning reverse lights. And he wants them all on a switch that he can control them. They're not on a reverse switch or anything. So that makes it a little bit easier to figure out how to do things. But he's wanting an extra 12-inch bar because he wants to put a brush guard in front of it, light bar in front of it. I mean, you got that's 3 different light systems. Well, yeah, they're LEDs. You can actually put all 3. If they're all LEDs, you can put all 3 and put on one fuse, and that'll work. But then he wants to put a CB in. Well, I mean, if you go with a long, big enough fuse, you can put it all in one fuse. Myself, I'd prefer to go ahead and split it up a little bit. I mean, put the 2 sets of lights you have now. He has now the work lights and say the reverse lights on one fuse. Have it all wired in. I mean, the fuse block holder he's looking at has 3 blade spots in it. Have that on one fuse. Set up the other fuse for the CB that he's going to be getting soon. And then anything added on, he can either tap into into the light circuit that you put in, or just add it to another last fuse. It's not that. It's that simple. The reason I didn't go without the goat is, I mean, the only good place I had for a fuse block was actually the front fairing, because it had the most room. I mean, there's a decent amount of room underneath the front fairings. But I knew I was going to add rear lighting to it, and I didn't want to have to keep going from the front to the back. I mean, I'd rather start right in the center and branch my way out. That's why I went with the inline fuse links. I mean, it's a dirtier way of doing it, but it gets the job done. And it kind of keeps everything more simple. I mean, right now, I don't have the wiring color-coded. That is a step that I'll be doing in the future. But I understand where things go. I have it marked enough where if anything would happen, I just go, okay, this is the fuse I need to pull, this is the line I need to check out, whatever. And basically right now that's all it really counts with the Go. Later on I will go down through and I'll color code it, and also have a diagram hand diagram drawn out to figure. That way if somebody else would work on it, they could figure out what's going on. I mean, I'm not going to be dirty enough to say, okay, you got the bike, it's your problem right now. I just don't want that way. But I mean, what I'm coming back to is there's many ways to solve problems, as we all know. It's just trying to figure out what is the best way to solve your particular problem for you, for your circumstances. And it's all a choice of the individual. I mean, there's some ways to do it a little bit better than others, but I'm not saying it's necessarily the ultimate way to doing it. But I mean, this guy here, I'm trying to kind of limp him through. He's not really planning on doing much until the spring anyway, so he's got time to make his choices. And I mean, I'm telling him this is what I would do, but it's up to you. And I always also told me you have to have room on the vehicle to be able to do this stuff. I mean, the best place to hide a fuse block is under a cover panel somewhere if you got the room. It's just. It is that. I don't have the room under a cover panel except for the front fairing. And I really don't want to have to go the long distance from the very front to the very back and play games that way. I'd rather just fusible link it, and that way, I mean, it's like a nest in certain places. But if you knew what you were looking at, I mean, it's easy to follow. I try to keep it that way. That way, if there's a breakdown along the road, nothing's really keeping me from riding. I just disconnect it. I lose that part, and just keep on going. It's not a big loss. I mean, if I lose, say, my added LED lights while I'm on the road, it's not a big loss. Just pull the fuse, keep on going. As long as I have my stock lights, I'm good. But that's what I'm up to today, up to this week actually. But it's been, the temperatures has been up and down this week. It's been nice and warm up in the 40s, back down in the actually low 20s. Right now it's actually in the 20s outside. I got the temperature up a little bit inside the garage here so I can shoot this video a little bit. You can see my voice, my breath a little bit probably. And, but it is what it is, and we just keep on chugging along. I mean, this ain't gonna last forever as far as the weather goes. I can't wait till it warms up. I mean, yesterday I should have been out. It was actually in the mid 40s, upper 40s. I should have been out on a bike, but I had too many to-dos to do. I had to get done, and I was like, oh geez, I just want to be out. I was just biting at the bit, you know. But this is MuzzleMike. Hope you all have a great week. Signing out.